How's it going today, everybody? This is Dan with another video from the Rapway Homestead, and today I'm going to show you how you can turn fresh pork belly into some delicious bacon right at home using a very simple smoker like a Trigger or a Pit Boss pellet grill. So today what we're going to be doing is a step-by-step video or instruction on how to take pork belly and turn it into delicious bacon. So let's get started. So the first things you're going to need is a plastic or glass container to hold your pork belly as it's curing. You're also going to need brown sugar, salt. I like using plain salt, not the iodized type, just plain table salt, as well as pink curing salt. This is not the same thing as like a Himalayan pink salt. This is a special cure. So from there, we'll get over to the stove, show you how to do this. All right, guys, so we're over at the stove here. So next thing you're gonna need to do, in a large pot that'll hold at least 1 gallon of water, you're gonna need 1 gallon of water. This doesn't have to be anything special, just regular water. Add that. And we'll get the heat going. This doesn't have to come to a complete boil, but just, warm enough to where your salt and your brown sugar will melt into it. From there, you're going to need 2 cups of your brown sugar, 1.5 cups of your salt, and 8 teaspoons of your pink cure. And what you want to do is just continuously and slowly mix this until it's all completely dissolved and incorporated into the water, making a brine that'll turn into kind of a brownish red color from the brown sugar and the pink cure. From there, you're going to want to put it out. I'm going to put it outside because it's cool up. You're going to want to let this cool completely. Otherwise, when you add it to your pork belly, it can actually sear the outside of the pork belly and not allow it to absorb the cure into the meat. So let's get this all mixed up and I'll get back with you guys. All right, so now that our brine is fully cured, you're going to want to take, I use this plastic food grade tub here. I do wish it was a little bigger, so if you go to buy one, I'd recommend a little larger size than this. I don't remember exactly what this size is, but a little shallower and a little larger, but this one works. So you're going to go ahead and take your pork belly and lay it in there. This is why I'd like it to be a little bigger, but that's all right. Go ahead and put it in there. You want as little contact surface area as possible and to kind of have it as far down in the bottom as you can. If yours is this size, I guess. So then what you're going to want to do is go ahead and just pour your brine on top. Making sure it gets underneath that pork belly. You can see that nice red color of our brine now a lot better. So that's what you're going for. The red is because of obviously the pink cure. So go ahead and fill this up, and if it doesn't quite cover it, like you can see this isn't, you can go ahead and top it off with a little bit of cool water. It won't harm anything just being a little bit diluted. So we'll go ahead and do that. Just cold water right from the tap until it's kind of covered. All right. So the hard part is trying to get everything underneath the liquid. You can use like glass dishes to kind of weight it down, but this one's pretty good. So now what we're going to want to do is just go ahead and cover this. I just cover it with some saran wrap and let this sit in the brine in a cold place like your refrigerator for 7 full days. So it's late in the day today. I'm not going to count today. So we'll let it sit for 7 full days. And then we'll go ahead and pop it in the smoker, and I'll get right back with you guys in 7 days. All right, guys, so it has been the 7 full days since we got our pork belly in our brine here. So now what we want to do is go ahead and pull it out and completely rinse off all that brine. You don't want to leave any of that on because it will end up making it really salty when you put it on your smoker and it dries all that on. So we want to go ahead and get that rinsed off real well. All right, so now that we've got it rinsed and all the brine rinsed off of it and patted dry, the next thing you can do what I'm going to need to do is cut it in half in order to fit it in the smoker correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then after this is really up to you. So my family and I, we like peppered bacon. If you don't prefer peppered or any other seasonings on it, you can go ahead and it's ready to go as is. It can go on the smoker, but I'm going to go ahead and put some coarse ground black pepper on it. So we'll get to doing that, and then we'll get it on the grill. I like to use a fair amount of black pepper. It seems like you need a fair amount on there to really taste anything. Go ahead and get a nice layer of that on both sides. I don't worry about the ends too much because this is obviously going to be getting sliced anyway. And then I just kind of press it in to the meat here. I'll go ahead and flip it. Do the fat side. Second one here. Don't be scared to put quite a bit on there. The blends in nice once it's smoked. So go ahead and press that in like that. Now the next thing that I like to do is I like to use these drying racks for cookies, but they work great for smoking racks. So when they're on the smoker, it's easy to rearrange everything. So we'll go ahead and put one of these on each rack. All right, let's head out to the smoker. All right, so we're out at the Pit Boss here. This is a Pit Boss Sportsman. I've got it loaded up with their Pit Boss Competition Blend pellets, and I'm also running a smoke tube with mesquite pellets in that. So we're gonna go ahead and get these on. This side of the smoker is always a little bit hotter than this side, so we're gonna have to be rotating these around as they cook, but we'll go ahead and get them put on here. And just putting one on each side. Go ahead and insert our temp probes. This is a Bluetooth Inkbird brand Bluetooth wireless thermometer here, so we'll go ahead and put them into the thickest part on each side here. And we're shooting for an internal temp of 152 degrees is what we're going for here. I expect this to take 5 to 6 hours, and we've got the grill set to 185 to 200 degrees. It kind of fluctuates between there. So yeah, I'll be checking in on this every couple hours or so, and we'll get back with you when we do our first check. All right, so we're at about the halfway point. I apologize for the wind. It's getting crazy windy out here, but we'll see what these are looking like. Ooh, they're looking good. So we're gonna go ahead and rotate these around. We're sitting right about that 110, 115 degree mark between the two. So we're gonna go ahead and rearrange them a little bit. Let's try to get a nice even cook. All right, next time we get with you, it should be time to take them off. All right, guys, so it's been a total of just under 6 hours now, and both of our pork bellies are right at 152 degrees, so they're both ready to come off. So we'll get them onto this tray and we'll get them in the house. All right, so now that they are out of the smoker, I'll let them cool on the counter until they hit room temp, and then pop them in the refrigerator overnight. That just lets everything kind of firm up, the juices soak back in, and that way when we go to run them through the meat slicer tomorrow, they'll be nice and firmed up, and they'll just slice up a lot easier, and you can get a little bit thinner of a slice. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, so it is the next day here, and we're gonna go, and these are all firmed up nice. We're gonna go ahead and get them, get it all sliced up and packaged here. So if you can see on this end, there's some nice marbling to the meat. The meat and the fat are kind of intertwined. And then on this end here, it's more of just a strip of fat, or of meat and 2 strips of the fat. I like to slice mine this direction so it's all nice and marbled together. Now you might notice the first few slices might end up being a little bit dry just from the smoking process. So those, like the first one might need to be discarded, or it just might be a little drier, but we'll get this meat slicer fired up and see how it works here. All right, now unfortunately, as you can see, I can't make a whole slice of bacon because the meat slicer table only slides back so far. I'm going to do a review kind of in conjunction with this, but a second video on my thoughts on this meat slicer. And if I like it and don't like it, pros, cons, things like that. But for right now, what we're going to have to do is cut the end off of this so we can actually get it through our meat slicer and get decent pieces of bacon with that nice marbling through. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the end off and we'll start slicing. Go ahead and fry up some of these thick ones we made first. Get them cooking. All right, so as you guys saw, we got everything all vac sealed up real nice. We ended up with 7 1-pound packs of bacon and 2 just shy of 1 pound packs of the ends or the trimmings that we'll use in recipes and stuff. Nothing goes to waste, of course. Some people square up their pork bellies before they do all this. That way they have nice square pieces run through the meat slicer, but you just end up wasting all this. And this is delicious to use in recipes, put in burgers, or anything like that. So let's go ahead and give this a taste test. These are the thick ones that I ran through the meat slicer first. These got a little thick, but let's give it a try. Absolutely delicious. Nice and salty, but not too salty. That black pepper is coming through real nice. This is absolutely delicious. This would stand up to anybody's bacon. I don't care, grocery store or professional butcher. If you guys follow these steps in this process, you will be very happy with how this turns out. Let me get me another bite. That is amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this. All right, guys, well, there you have it. That is how to make turn pork belly into delicious ham at home. If you follow these steps step by step, should turn out great for you. If you like this video, check out the last video I made on how to cure and smoke ham to make delicious ham at home, as well as a full review video on that meat slicer. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it, and I'd like to have you guys back. And until next time, you have a good one.